Hey ladies and gentlemen, imagine you are going to a women's march, freedom of speech, and you're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, and suddenly a bunch of men appears and do this. You're gonna tell me that if a specific man like this comes at you, scream at you, you're gonna feel safe? You don't feel like they're stepping on your woman's right? That's a man that I might be afraid of that. But that also might be a woman for some odd reason. Trans mob assaulted a woman in New Zealand yesterday. The women were literally doing a speech about women's rights. This is how the trans mob treated them. It's clear at this point that the trans activists want to erase all women and believe in using violence to achieve that. You might disagree, but
I want to see Posey Parker put in her place. I like freedom of speech, but I don't really like hate. It's amazing to see LGBT people standing together. It's so important.
I would not be feeling safe in those situations, but I can understand there comes a point that people keep attacking you consistently, removing the mic, screaming at you, hitting you, and sometimes you're going to explode, and people are going to use that, ooh, look at how aggressive you are. I'm like, yo, if I did that to anybody else on the other side that is protesting, I would be arrested.
This is your fault! You told everyone I was a fucking Nazi, you lying piece of shit! You! Your channel! This is you! You told people I was a fucking Nazi! You fucking liar!
So she's literally going to an event talking about let women speak, and that's not even allowed.
Auckland, I cannot thank you enough. You have showed me today that I can be who I am safely in this city. You have showed me that I belong.
That's why on her profile she keeps saying, I'm an adult human female. Because that's the only word you can say officially that shows you, tells you, proves to you that you are a female. And that's why people feel so offended by it. I thought back in the day it was, oh man, you're calling women an animal. No, she doesn't mind that. It just proves to her, hey, I was born this way and I can make babies. But you're not allowed to use that because specific trans people feel offended. And the fact that she speaks for a woman and people attack them like that, I'm like, yo, where are all the feminists? Why don't you defend? They can't. Because some of them don't even know how to identify. They don't know what is a woman. All I'm saying is there are men on the other side, the pink blue side, walking around bum. If I just wear that in a protest like this, I can just throw a few punches and nobody's gonna do something about it. Why? Why should that be normal? Because if you can punch me, you might snip yourself. This is going too far. I think you're creating way more hatred against yourself because the younger generation is going to look at this and be like, Even the feminists in Spain, it's totally split. They're like, yo, you gotta chill with this bull crap. It makes no sense Because there was like a restraining order. A man said, oh really? Well, I guess I can identify as a woman. Bam! Restraining order gone. People, we're gonna live in a very unique world. And ladies, you need to start speaking out. Your empathy is not helping. And those that don't have the empathy like those other people, guess what? You treat them like this.
Well, tell me what you did today.
I juice Pussy Parker with tomato juice. I dropped a liter of juice on her. And I want her to know that her voice, her words are blood because they are killing our people. So that tomato juice represents the blood of the people that she's promoting to kill.
Tell me what it was like getting up there, because you had to go quite a long way.
I just came in and started, they asked me if I'm a rainbow. I said, no, I'm not with all that shit. I went inside. They were not thinking that I am a trans person, because I'm intersex and trans, but they can't tell. So I went there and I sit there, I start chatting with them and like following their, and I literally went inside that little house, and when Pussy Parker came, I just took my juice and I dropped it on her.
What did she do?
She opened her mouth like that, like the juice, and all the people that was around her got juice. And I think right now she's smelling like tomato juice, and she will not forget what happened here. New Zealand needs to stand up in front of the world and say, this is not welcome here. We protect trans people. Trans people in New Zealand are safe. I came here as a refugee from Colombia, and this is my safe space, my safe heaven. I'm not gonna let that be taken away from me, because this is my home. I feel safe here. I want to live here, and I don't want hate, I don't want Nazis, I don't want that here. I want to be happy because I'm happy with my family.
I'm the Minister for Women in Education.
We don't welcome these sort of people here on our turf at all, and I'm so glad that all of us came together today in solidarity and drove her out. I think it went pretty well. There was a bit of violence. It didn't turn out as a peaceful protest.
I don't know how we reach this point.
But that usually always happens when two groups collide. But overall, I think we've driven most of them out. We've driven her out, and hopefully she gets the message and leaves the country.
It was an embarrassing day for New Zealand. The free speech, it's just dead if this is what you get. Women who wanted to speak up for women's only spaces and the safety of women and girls in New Zealand have been shouted down, punched, spat on, had paint splattered on them. I was in the rotunda when the people were coming over the edges to try and stop her from speaking. It was incredibly dangerous.
That wasn't a beautiful engagement. It was a one-sided battle. And it's stupid, and it's oppressive, it's authoritarian, it's dictatorship. But you don't see that. You just think love is love.
Do you think it was peaceful?
No! I mean, it is what it is. I can dress like a woman and I have more rights than my wife. How does that make sense? Let me know what you think. Comments, bada beam, bada boom. Peace.